Can a human truly have a bond with a Jinn? Are there secrets in Allah's creation so deep that our minds can't fully comprehend them? Asterisk, this is the story of a lonely girl, a mysterious boy, and a relationship that didn't just change her life, it shook her very soul. This is no ordinary tale. It is an Islamic lesson wrapped in themes of love, trials, and the mysterious ways of fate. Asterisk, let's journey to Chandrapur, a remote, eerie village where every shadow held a buried secret, whose place was far removed from the glittering world and untouched by the fast pace of time. Nestled in the lap of Allah's nature, it was surrounded by greenery, towering mountains, and a serene silence. Asterisk, in one corner of this village stood a small hut, home to Amna, a simple, pure-hearted but lonely girl. Her face carried modesty, her eyes held depth, and her heart had learned to live in solitude. After her parents passed away, all she inherited was a vineyard full of grapes. An endless silence. Asterisk, every dawn, Amna would rise before Fajr perform. Ablution, offer 2 rakas of nafil prayer, and head to her vineyard. With her delicate hands, she plucked grapes and later sold them in the market. People in the village called her the grape girl, always quiet, always alone, yet her grapes were as sweet as Allah's mercy. Asterisk, one morning, as Amna was picking grapes, soft rays of the sun slipped through the branches and birds filled the air with their praise of Allah. Lost in her thoughts, she suddenly noticed a strange boy, no more than 10 years old. He wasn't mischievous or loud like other children. He just sat silently, staring at her with innocent yet sorrowful eyes. Asterisk, startled, Amna asked, "What's your name?" "What are you doing here?" The boy didn't reply. She grabbed a dry stick and warned, "Go away, don't ruin my vineyard." But he didn't move. His eyes carried no fear, only quiet sadness. Asterisk, feeling pity, Amna softened. "Fine, just don't cause trouble," she said. The boy quietly shifted to a corner, and Amna continued her work. Asterisk, the next day, he was there again. This time, Amna wasn't alarmed. She smiled faintly and said, "You came back?" He nodded. She offered him grapes, which he accepted silently. Asterisk, days turned into weeks. The boy became part of her routine. He helped her pick grapes, and sometimes he would extend his hands like he was asking for a reward. Slowly, Amna grew attached to him. She began talking to him as if he understood. "If only my mother were alive, you're quiet like she was." The boy never spoke, but answered with gestures, a nod, a sigh. His silence gave her comfort. Asterisk. Then one rainy day, Amna ran toward her hut, but saw the boy standing in the vineyard. Drenched, her heart ached. She rushed back, grabbed his hand, and said, "Come with me. You won't stay alone anymore." The boy followed her without a word. Asterisk, from that day, her hut was no longer empty. She named him Musa. He listened to her stories at night and followed her to the market during the day. The villagers gossiped she's gone mad, bringing a boy into her home. But Amna didn't care. Asterisk, one night, as the cool wind blew outside, and an oil lamp flickered in her hut, Musa sat quietly, staring at her with tearful eyes. "You'll stay with me forever, right?" she whispered. He nodded. Peace washed over her, and she drifted into a deep sleep. But that night changed everything. Seasons shifted. The grape harvest ended, and cold winds swept through Chandrapur. Amna's health declined. Fatigue, fever, and weakness overtook her. Musa never left her side. He placed wet cloths on her forehead, brought her water, even stole fruit from the market to feed her. His silent care gave her comfort. Asterisk, soon, Amna recovered. But one morning she woke feeling nauseous, her body weak and restless. Days later, she fainted. A local healer was called. He checked her pulse and said gently, "Daughter, you're 4 months pregnant." Asterisk, the words struck her like lightning. Pregnant? But I've never been with anyone. Asterisk, the healer, looked at her with sorrow. Sometimes fate writes things that reason cannot understand. Asterisk, shocked. Amna stared at herself in the mirror for hours, hands trembling over her stomach. Tears fell endlessly. Her gaze shifted to Musa, sitting silently nearby. For the first time, suspicion stirred. Was it you? Asterisk, Musa lowered his head, silent. Her heart shattered. You ruined me. She screamed, throwing him out. Asterisk, yet every day, Musa returned and sat outside her door, crying. He stopped eating, his small frame withering away. Villagers mocked her, unwed and pregnant. She shamed us. A council gathered to exile her unless she named the father. Amna stayed silent. I will not lie, she whispered. Asterisk, one evening, an old scholar visited the village. His face carried wisdom and calm. He told Amna, daughter, that boy you saw, he was never truly a boy. He was a cursed Jinn. Asterisk, Amna's heart pounded. A Jinn? Asterisk, the scholar nodded. Years ago, a young man accidentally killed a Jinn's child disguised as a cat. As punishment, he was cursed to live unseen, as a child in form, until a pure-hearted woman saw him, spoke to him, and formed a bond strong enough to break the curse. That woman is you. Her breath caught. That night, the scholar continued. When you felt something happen, it wasn't betrayal. It was the breaking of his curse. Asterisk, tears filled her eyes as she opened her door. Standing there was no boy, only a tall, handsome young man dressed in white. His gentle eyes met hers. Asterisk, in a trembling voice, he said, Amna, I am Musa. You freed me. I am 25, not 10. I loved. You in silence, but only you could see me. Now I am human again because of you. Asterisk, her heart raged and softened all at once. Days later, before the same villagers who had once mocked her, Musa now, Zahid stood proudly by her side. The scholar declared the truth. Regret filled the villagers' faces. Asterisk, soon after, Amna and Zahid married. Her loneliness ended, replaced by peace and love. Months later, she gave birth to a baby, a symbol of forgiveness, destiny, and Allah's mysterious plan. Asterisk, where once silence ruled, laughter now filled her hut. As the sun set over their vineyard, Zahid smiled and said, we'll never be apart again. And for the first time in her life, Amna believed it. If you love this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Allah Hafiz, asterisk.